Hi angels, welcome to Earth Angel Energy. I'm the Earth Angel and today I'm bringing you another pick a card reading, and today's topic is how do people describe you? Some people are talking about you to other people. How do they describe you? And I have 3 piles for you. Pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. So go ahead and take a second, see which pile resonates with you, and we can go ahead and get started. Hi, pile 1. So if you chose the first pile, then this is your reading on how do people describe you. Right off the bat, I'm getting that a lot of people have a lot of respect for you, and it's coming through really strongly in the way that they describe you. So I see first and foremost that you're described as someone very intelligent. You could come from a good family. You could have like a good family unit here. Now I do see with the Hierophant in reverse and the Ace of Cups in reverse, you either might be single, you're either ending a relationship, you've ended a relationship. There's something here about you not being married. Now, if you are married, people could be kind of talking about how your focus is more so on like building your stability now. So whether you're in a relationship or not, it's very clear that your main priority right now is advancing your career or advancing kind of the stability of you or your family. I'm curious about this 3 of Wands in reverse. I feel like there's been some sort of big change for you. There's definitely an elevation here, but people might be talking about some big new change, some big new decision that's happening in your life right now. People are talking about how capable you are, how hardworking you are. Like there's a lot of confidence in whatever direction you're moving in your life right now. But people could be kind of describing and saying, yeah, I think they're a lot more focused on work or their finances, building stability. For some of you, there's something new in your life, whether you've got like a new house, you're moving somewhere, new job, something like that. Let's get a clarifier for these reversals really quick. Why are these cards reversed? Oh, okay. The Star. Wow, yeah. Something here about some sort of transformation that you've gone through. There's an ending here. There was some sort of big shift that happened in your life, and I think people weren't entirely sure how you were feeling or how you were going to handle things. But I just keep getting this really, really strong energy of like they're really building their fortunes right now. I feel like you're in a very positive energy. People could be talking about like how successful you are, how successful they think you're going to be. Page of Wands, 7 of Wands, and the Strength. I do feel like there's a good amount of like attention on you right now from some individuals. There could be some people who are not connected to you anymore that could be talking about you as well. Feeling like you're just way more focused on your own success. Something about people feeling like you've left them behind. I feel like if you're connected with people right now, there's kind of this understanding that you'll always be, as long as people are respectful, as long as people have a good relationship with you, there's a lot of loyalty to you as well. So people know, okay, even if pile 1 is going to be like working a lot this month, I know, if I ever need them or if I ever need to like hit them up, like they'll be there for me. But there are people who you've kind of cut out of your life here where they feel like you're kind of over whatever happened between them and you, and you're just moving forward really definitively here. Something about your finances too. People do think that you're doing quite well financially. Hanged Man. The Judgment. People find you incredibly intelligent. There's something here about your intelligent or your talents, your intellect. I heard financial prowess. Some of you are getting really good at like saving, investing, financial management here. 3 of Cups, but you're fun to be around as well too. I think there's a lot of people who, as you've grown and elevated, are discovering that you have a lot more intellectual depth than they first realized. So I think initially there's this feeling of like, okay, yeah, I think you have good manners. I think you have a good work ethic. You seem to have like good morals, like a very upstanding person. And you're also fun to be around, but I think people are also recognizing that there's a lot of intellectual complexity that you possess as well. So people could be talking about like, oh yeah, like they're smart and they're hardworking, but actually they're way more knowledgeable than I even realized. The Sun. I think a lot of people are having like epiphanies about you as well. People could also be talking about how you seem very happy though. I think there's been some big sort of shift, and while you do seem very focused on like your finances or your career or your goals, ambitions, you seem very happy and content here. Oh yeah. Like you're balancing work and love as well too, especially if you're in a relationship. Ace of Pentacles, and it's interesting it was in the reverse in this deck here. Let's get the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. You could be hard to reach at the moment. Or like people haven't heard from you, some people. Seven of Pentacles. Oh, okay. So in the past, you may have been a little bit more generous with your time, your finances, your attention, your resources. People could be talking about how you don't give to them anymore, or you are kind of just keeping more of yourself to yourself. Yeah, Five of Swords here. There's definitely some people who are not necessarily happy about this. Ooh, okay. I don't know who this is. I hope this makes sense for you, but there could have been some people who felt like you used to give, or like they really benefited from you giving to them, helping them, assisting them, something like that. And you're in a very discerning energy when it comes to like giving out your help or your resources. People could be talking about how like you could be helping them, but you're not. The Hermit with the Six of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, I don't know if you used to give your time or like finances, resources to people, but not anymore. Five of Wands. Something here about drama. You like not liking drama here. Because in your energy, there's like no drama. It's like good friendships, good family relationships, work is going good, finances are going good. I don't have time for any messiness. There are some people from the past who feel like you've just separated yourself because of that. But like you feel very happy with your decision. Yeah, with the Hierophant in reverse and the Ace of Cups in reverse. I think there were people who actually really relied on you, but it wasn't like a balanced relationship. You separated for a good reason. But there's definitely this feeling of like, yeah, like it was really nice having them around. It was really nice, you know, when they would help out, but they're not doing that anymore. Or like, I just heard they know that we need their help, but they're not helping us. Something like that. It's gonna be friends, family, work. Also, sorry, I'm recovering from a little bit of a cold. The Tower. The High Priestess. No, people are definitely talking about how some sort of tower came down and you just let it come down. Like, you just got out of Dodge. Five of Pentacles. Five of Cups, the World, and the Chariot. Something about, like, there being some really unpleasant situation and you just leaving, knowing that things were kind of going downhill. But I feel like you dealt with certain things that made you walk away. Maybe you're being disrespected. You know, maybe you saw the writing on the wall. Maybe you saw something bad happening and people weren't listening to you. So you're like, okay, I'm just gonna go. There's something here about people describing you as just like dipping on like a bad situation as it was getting worse and like not helping. But I feel like it wasn't your purpose or your place to help whoever this was. I'm not seeing a whole lot of gratitude. I'm not seeing a whole lot of reciprocated energy. I see that you made a logical and rational decision. I feel like God pulled you out of a situation and you respectfully hopped on your chariot and zipped out of there. That's what I'm getting for you, that you're just doing well. But there is kind of like a salty energy from some individuals who feel like kind of left behind by you. And that right now you're just so much more focused on yourself, your goals, your ambitions. You don't really have time to look back. That's what I have for you. Really nice energy, honestly. So I do hope this resonated and I hope this is helpful for you. You can feel free to check out one of my other videos if you would like. And of course, you can always book a personal reading with me if you would like me to read the energy in your situation. But thank you so much, and until I see you next time, stay safe, stay blessed, and God bless you. Hi, pile 2. So if you chose a second pile, then this is your reading on how people describe you. Now, I'm seeing a lot of energy here. I'm seeing a lot of kind of like explosive kind of energy. I mean, honestly, people describe you as someone they really love. They love being around. I don't know if you have like a lot of people that you've left in the past. I don't know if you've kept a pretty like, small and tidy circle. But there's a lot of people talking about or describing you as someone who they used to love, they used to know, they used to hang out with, and they don't anymore. That you move rather quickly here, or move on rather quickly. There's like a lot of like loving feelings in the way that they describe you, but also a lot of like sadness and like remorse. It is kind of giving me like the one that got away. But not just like with love, but also friendships, acquaintances. People describe you as someone very lovable. I'm gonna be honest, a lot of people describe you like, it kind of reminds me when people talk about people from their past where they're like, oh, I should have treated them better. Or like, man, like, I don't know. I think you've encountered a lot of people before they've like elevated or matured. And there's a lot of people who regret the way that they treated you or the way that they acted with you. And very much feeling like, I really should have treasured this person. I really should have respected this person more. I should have been nicer to this person. There's definitely a level of like attractiveness here that you have. I feel like a lot of people feel like they kind of pushed you away. I'm kind of imagining like someone either like seeing like a picture of you on their phone, or like someone looking at someone's social media and seeing you like on their friends list and being like, ooh, who is that? And like it kind of being painful for this person to describe their like relationship with you here. Knight of Swords, the Ace of Swords, wow, and the Hermit. Or like if people are like, hey, remember you used to hang out with so-and-so, or remember you used to be with so-and-so, like what happened? Like, I don't know, I just feel like, number one, people describe you very well, but there's like a lot of guilt and remorse here of being like, yeah, like it's my fault, essentially. Yeah, the Fool. You seem happy, you seem free, you seem like you're doing fine, but there is kind of this energy of like, definitely people describing you almost as if you like escaped from them. So this could be bad friends, bad family members. I'm just getting a lot of people you don't talk to anymore. Now, if people do talk to you, there could be some sort of like big change happening for you. You could be like moving somewhere. You could have walked away from someone or something, gone somewhere different. Some sort of like difference in your situation. People could be talking about, say for instance, if you're going to move or like go to a different job or something like that. People could be talking about how they're going to miss you, but how, they're excited for you. Nine of Wands. What is going on here? King of Swords and the Four of Swords. I'm so sorry, like, if you dealt with, like, any hardships with people, but oh my gosh. There's definitely some people here who feel like they are just awful, horrendous people. For some of you, I'm getting like an absent parent, or like an absent, like, child's mother, child's father. For some of you, I'm getting like ex-husbands or wives. Like, Four of Wands, definitely some strong family here as well too, with the Star. But you've healed. There's something here about you being healed too. The Ten of Swords. It's like the more you heal, the more that people from your past just feel like, I can't even put words to it. Like, people do feel horrendous about themselves. And I know we've all done things and said things to people where, like, it just kind of, you remember it for the rest of your life. Like, oh my gosh, why did I do that? But, oh my gosh, the people who are describing you are just like, number one, you're very attractive. So I feel like the way that they're describing you and kind of the energy around it feels a little bit separate. Because I'll be honest, like, if people are describing you, what I'm getting is they're like, oh my gosh, yeah, like, they were so cool, like, they look so good, you know, I haven't maybe spoken to them in a long time, or I haven't seen them in a long time. But like, I feel like people even have a hard time. Yeah, that you're doing very well for yourself, very successful. Three of Pentacles, that you are really fun to be around, fun to work with. Seven of Cups. There was some sort of issue here. Why am I getting the word like negging, if you know what that is? I don't know, because I get like these really strong positive emotions. I think people got really triggered by this in the past. It like kind of reminds me of like, you know, if someone's like very pretty and then they get bullied by people. Or for some of you, you had like a glow up or something and people like started to like come for you or something, or like it's just kind of an awful energy. Magician with the Emperor here, yeah. Whew, because you have a very powerful energy. And you didn't do anything wrong, but I'll be honest, like, you did make people feel very insecure. That's definitely not your fault. But there is kind of this energy of, like, people describing you, just remembering you so well, remembering you with these very, like, rosy glasses, which I don't think was very far off from reality. Like, I think that you matched up to this very loving, nostalgic portrayal that people have of you. But people also remembering that, like, they did not treat you the way that they should have at all. Ten of Cups here. But once again, the way they describe you now is like, oh yeah, they're doing really well. Either they're like in a relationship or they seem really happy. Work, life is going well for them. I heard work is going well for them. Page of Swords. Yeah, this is definitely people who are watching you. I'm telling you, I don't know what happened here. I don't know if you were bullied or mistreated. Like, there's something here where, like, people are definitely haunted by how they treated you. Like, literally haunted. The Hierophant. The Seven of Swords and the Chariot. Like, people know, like, they were generally just, like, messed up, like, effed up. There's something where, like, people... Ooh, okay. Whoa, I just got, like, racist. Somebody, like, can't... Like, deep down, they feel like they're racist because of the way they treated you for some of you. Like, someone feels, like, homophobic, like, sexist, classist. I'm just getting all these things where, like, somebody, like, cannot... I'm feeling their energy, and it feels horrible. And one thing I'll say is... This is a very, very strong read. But as an energy reader, I can feel energy. And one of the worst, heaviest, most uncomfortable energies ever is guilt. Guilt is like when you feel it, and especially when you can feel other people's guilty energy, it's like almost intolerable. And I'm getting a lot of that guilty energy where somebody like cannot, even if they're not like thinking about you 24/7, like that someone has kind of repeated this cycle in their head of like, I'm a bad person. Especially if you're really close with this person or you spent a lot of time with this person and they really, like, someone never really feels at ease because that heavy energy of like, I'm a bad person has just been like looping in their head. For some of you, I'm getting like an absent parent or something like that. Like, somebody cannot ever really relax or ever feel content or peaceful. And I think that there has been moments where either they've talked about you, you've been brought up to them, and there is this energy of like, yeah, like they were such a good friend, or, you know, that's my child, that's my sister, that's my brother, something like that. You know, that's my ex, you know, and I had such a nice time with them. They were so nice. They were so lovely. But like this just intense, like, because people do kind of ask this person if they talk about you for whatever reason, like, oh, what happened? Like, why don't you guys have a relationship anymore? Why aren't you guys friends anymore? And some of them are just straight up saying, like, yeah, like, I just wasn't a very good friend. Or, like, they might not even, like, tell all the details. It might just be like, oh, yeah, like, we drifted apart. Or, you know, oh, life was really hard. I couldn't, you know, maintain my responsibilities or whatever. But the energy is just so intense. Six of Cups is definitely like a past energy, the Magician and the Moon. Yeah. People know why. Like, there's something here about people also not feeling like they can talk to you. Like, feeling like you would hate them, or like you would ignore them, or like rip them a new one. There's a lot of fear here. There's a lot of anxiety. And also, I'll be honest, I think there's a lot of people who feel like you might have negative memories of them and they don't want to bring themselves into your life and like bring back those negative memories for you. Like, you seem so much happier, you seem to be doing so much better. It's kind of like, I know I was a bad person to this person. Let me not mess up what they have going for them now. It's interesting kind of trying to maintain the prompt of like how they describe you, because I'm getting so much like more emotion. I mean, the way that they describe you, you know, is someone who they loved and, you know, who loved them maybe, you know, someone who they really enjoyed being around, someone they wish they'd spent more time with, but someone who they ultimately don't blame for not being in their life now. There's like a heavy level of guilt and just like this very intense, these heavy emotions that I don't think are going to be leaving them anytime soon. Kind of heavy, but that's what I have for you, Pile 2. I hope this was helpful for you. If this resonated, I do hope it did for you. But that's what I have for you. So you can feel free to check out one of my other videos if you would like. And of course, you can always book a personal reading with me if you would like me to read the energy in your situation. But thank you so much. And until I see you next time, stay safe, stay blessed, and God bless you. Hi, Pile 3. So if you chose the third pile, then this is your reading on how do people describe you. And I'm going to be honest, the energy in this reading today has been a little bit unexpected, but I'm just going to read it for you because I'm getting kind of a bit of a taunting energy from you, but I like it. But let's go ahead and get into it. So number 1, I feel like these people who are describing you are people who you don't really talk to anymore. But there is a sense here of you being a highly talented, highly forward-moving individual. I think things work out for you. I do feel like there's some people from your past who kind of were hoping that you would like want or need an apology or some sort of reconciliation or closure from them. And at this point, they kind of feel like not only do you not care, but there is a sense of you kind of being like, there's some people from your past who aren't doing as well as you, whether it's physically, financially, career-wise, anything like that. And I don't know what kind of mindset they're in, but because you didn't ask for an apology, because you didn't try to reconvene with this person or these people, they kind of feel like you... Okay, I'm just going to say it. I don't know. We're going to figure out what their mindset is, why they feel this way. But they kind of feel like you're like... Okay, I just heard running circles, but also like... kind of showing off a little bit. I don't know. Like, I feel like there could be conversations where they're like, oh, I haven't seen so-and-so in a while. Or like, do you talk to so-and-so anymore? And they're like, oh no, like they're too busy. Or like, oh no, like they've got a new relationship. Or, you know, they work at this company. Or they have their own business. Or they moved here. Like, they don't have time for me. Or they don't have time for us. Like, I don't know. It's kind of... King of Pentacles. Like, you're described as doing very well for yourself. Now, there's definitely some people who are, like, very mad that you... Okay, there's definitely some people who tried to get a rise out of you. Like, they try to make you feel less than or do something to you where you would, like, come crawling back. And the fact that you didn't, like, they're having a very hard time accepting this. So now they want to act, especially if you have a relationship here. No. These people are, like, salty. Like, these are salty individuals. Now... You do have good people in your life who are describing you as somebody who is very hardworking. You have great advice. Like, people talk a lot more about your accomplishments. You are very loved as well, too. Like, there's a lot of people who really admire you and really love you in your life. But I almost feel like for the people who have a good energy in your life, the way they describe you is very stable. So there's like a very stable energy around the good people in your life, and there's a very chaotic energy around the people who you've separated from. So for, like, say your good friends, your good family, good, like, coworkers and stuff like that, they honestly just describe you as somebody who is very smart, very reliable, very successful, very nice to work with, just like a nice person. It's very much like, oh yeah, like, they're really cool, like, I really like them, like, you can totally rely on them. That's pretty much it. You know, they're doing well. If you have a good relationship, people could talk about you having a really good relationship here. I'll be honest, some people could also say that your partner is, like, really into you or kind of, like, obsessed with you or something. Like, if you have, like, a relationship, it's a good relationship, But, like, people could definitely be saying, like, oh, yeah, like, they're a person, like, they are kind of obsessed with them. I'm getting that with the devil here. But there's definitely some people who feel like, I think that they kind of got their ego bruised when you didn't, like, come back. You didn't, like, beg them for approval. Or if someone, like, kind of did something to push you away, then you just kind of finished the job and walked away. And they kind of want to make excuses by painting you almost as, like, thinking that you're better than them. So, like, this could be, like, a friend who betrayed you, and then you don't, like, talk to them anymore. And they're like, oh, yeah, well, they just think they're too good for me now. Or something like that. The High Priestess. 4 of Swords. And the 6 of Cups. This is so funny. There's definitely people from your past who, like... Okay, this is a really interesting thing that happened here in your situation. So I think you were able to kind of walk away from people who you knew just were not supposed to be in your life. God was like, hey, you need to walk away from these people, and you did. Now, there's kind of this feeling of, at first they wanted you to kind of come, like, crawling back to make them feel better, but because you didn't, it kind of had, like, a opposite effect. It was like reverse psychology, where now they're projecting this image of you being way better than them. It's really weird, but, like, because you walked away, I think in the past they're like, ooh, if I hurt them and they come crawling back, then I'm going to feel so good about myself. But because you didn't come back, now they're like, well, they just think they're so much better than me. Like, they don't need me. Oh my gosh, this is wild. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna be honest, there's something about your energy where you are so dominant, like, and you don't even, you can be very feminine, you can be very, like, demure about it, but there's something here simply about you walking away. Like, your energy has dominated whoever these people are from the past here. There's something here about you really not tolerating, like, disrespect. Someone kind of feels like you trampled all over them just by walking away. I don't even think you did anything to this person. Especially if you walked away and didn't say anything. I'm telling you, if you just walked away and didn't say anything, somebody feels like, wow. Yeah, people are definitely describing you now as, like, people are talking about your attractiveness. I'm going to be honest with you, too. Maybe you're traveling. This is, like, very intense energy. No, there's something about, like, a whole narrative being flipped on its head if you, like, walked away or disconnected from someone. Or, like, a place, a group of people. It's like, oh, no, they're too good for us now. Like, but they're not even saying, like, you think you're too good. Like, they're just saying, like, no, they're too good. Or, like, maybe if they think you have, like, a good amount of finances, they're like, oh, like, we weren't fancy enough for them. Or we weren't bougie enough for them. Like, it's very much putting you on a pedestal here. Because they're hurt. No, there's people who are really hurt from you, like, walking away. But there's people from your past who, like, opened the door and they were like, and you just walked out. Like, they're really shocked by that. I think because people always have seen you as being a very elevated individual, very talented, very successful here. Like, people have always placed very high value on you. But if they're insecure, the one thing that can make them feel more secure is feeling like you value them back. And if you're in a negative energy, if you're in like a confused, low vibrational energy, the way that you test people's value is by disrespecting them and seeing if they stay. That's what, like, toxic individuals do. A good individual, a normal person would just be like, hey, I'll respect you, you respect me, we're doing great. And I feel like that's the language that you speak. But there's definitely people from your past who felt very insecure and were like, I'm going to disrespect them. And if they stay, if they tolerate it, then that means I'm just as valuable as them or even more so. But as soon as that, even a whiff of disrespect came, I feel like you were out the door. And this was, like, very shocking to some people. This was unbelievable. Like, what? No, their energy is so funny. I'm trying not to talk like this, but they... It's because you didn't respond. You didn't give them the satisfaction. I feel like there's definitely people from your past too where like their lives are not going well. They're struggling. You could know they're struggling. You could not know they're struggling. But there's a sense here of people describing you as like, yeah, like our friendship ended, our relationship ended, you know, our business connection ended, and like they don't care. Like they're fine. They don't need me. They don't need us. Like it's a very like backbiting kind of like petty energy. And the sad thing is, I think you were always very nice. You were nice, you were genuine, you were respectful. But I do think you were around some toxic individuals who like really wanted to feel high and mighty by like coming for you and seeing you react. And the fact that you didn't at all is like, what the heck? Like, their energy is cracking me up. Like, I'm just gonna tell you how they're talking, and I don't know what's going on in your life, but what they think, like, they're like, look at the 9 of Swords, you guys, the 2 of Swords. I'm just gonna channel how they're talking, and these are not the people you're close to. Because once again, I feel like the people you have a good relationship with, their energy is so, like, temperate and stable that this crazy energy from people you don't talk to is just, like, exploding on the table here. So these people you don't talk to anymore are honestly, like, oh, they're doing so well, like, they have so much money now, or they're, like, with some rich, like, people think either you're rich, or, like, your family, or somebody's, like, something is going on here where people just think that you're, like, you could care less, like, that they're suffering. Like, they're kind of trying to paint you as this person who just, like, had a come up in life, or you were already doing well, and you just, like, toss them aside like trash. I don't know why they're talking like this, because I don't think this is the case. I think you came forward with a very nice, loving, warm, genuine energy, and people tried to return it with disrespect. And so you walked away, and that was it. But now they're like, oh, they think they're too good, or like, oh, they're too good for us. Oh my gosh, I heard for some of you, like, I don't know if this was like a friend group or like a hobby, a workplace, a community or something. You could have like moved. I don't know. But there's this energy of like, we weren't fancy enough for them, or like we weren't like bougie enough for them. The 3 of Cups, the Ace of Swords. Well, maybe you were too good for these people. I don't know. I mean, God pulled you out for a reason. Okay. You can do with this information what you will. But I do feel like they're not projecting a falsehood. Either you are doing very well, or you do have a lot of abundance in your future. And there is kind of this almost feels like an admission. Maybe in the past, these people described you as like, oh, they think they're so much better. Or, oh, they think they're so fancy or whatever. Now they're just saying that you are. And I don't know what's happened. I don't know what's changed. But like people are like bigging you up, but like out of spite. Like if people are like, oh, they think they're so hot or something, now they're like, they're too hot for us now, or they're too successful for us now. But I'll be honest. The cards are coming through really strongly. I don't think they're lying. I don't think that you see it this way, but I think that, you know, we're all God's children, but you are going to be very successful. You are looking very good. You are a very talented individual. I think you work hard. I think you bring a lot of beautiful things into this world, and so you're important. And these people were not very nice individuals. So I think that they're finally just able to speak the truth now that you're gone. I think when you were entertaining or, you know, connected to these people, there was kind of this feeling of like, oh, well, they're just like us because they're still connected to us. But now that you're gone, they're like, well, they left. They didn't come back. They didn't beg. They didn't plead. They were just able to, you know, go about their merry way. Maybe they didn't need us. Maybe they are better than us. I'm not going to lie. The cards are saying very definitively here, you are who they say they are. You are who they say you are. You are that guy or that girl. And that's how people describe you. I feel like the people who are in a good, like, standing with you or good relationship with you say it just very, like, plainly, like, oh yeah, like, they're really good looking, or they're really talented, they're really smart, like, they're super reliable, they're a great worker, very steady, matter-of-fact energy. But from people who you've disconnected from, it's kind of like, yeah, like, I think they were just too good for us. They're too hot now, they're too successful now, they're too godly now. But that's not a bad thing to be. And I think eventually they'll recognize what they've done and why things have played out the way that they have, and I think their spitefulness will go away. But right now you do have some salty individuals who are feeling not so great about themselves, simply because, you know, they put swords in your back and you stood up and walked away with a smile on your face. How powerful can their swords really be? That's what I have for you. Wow, really powerful, quite exciting energy. I do hope this resonated for you, and I hope this is helpful. You can feel free to check out one of my other videos if you would like. And of course, you can always book a personal reading with me if you would like me to read the energy in your situation. But thank you so much, and until I see you next time, stay safe, stay blessed, and God bless you.